did a little tuning to the carburetor, and I got it to idle better, but it still has a surge. It seems to be a bit intermittent, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on there. It might be the carburetor. I hate to throw the blame on a carb, but I checked all the vacuum lines and fittings and the base of the carburetor for vacuum leaks, and it doesn't seem to be that. So this Edelbrock, of course, came to me used, so I don't really know the history of it. So there may be an issue there, but it's running pretty good, and we'll take you on a ride here and let you hear it and walk around the car and show you what it looks like and how it sounds. So currently, pretty pleased. The transmission is still a lackadaisical part of the car, so I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do about that. But at any rate, temperature is staying cool. When underway, we're down into the cold area almost. It's actually pretty impressive. I just flushed the radiator because there was some brown water in there. I was just running water in it, but now that it's starting to get cooler out, I don't trust that to be in there much longer. So flush that out, put regular coolant in it, and now we're ready for the winter. All right, let's go for a ride. I'm not sure if you can hear that on the video, but the idle surges back and forth, up and down. I checked all the vacuum lines and fittings and everything in the base of the carburetor for leaks. Couldn't find anything, so I'm thinking it's in the carburetor idle circuit for that Edelbrock, and we'll talk more about that later. There is one downside to this modification to the gas pedal, and again, all I did was bend this up towards the driver to get enough pedal travel for the 4-barrel, but when you step on the brake, you quickly, if you don't get your foot all the way over, you can go down and you actually touch the gas pedal with the edge of your shoe. So I might try bending that gas pedal over to the right a little bit yet. For right now, the best solution seems to be brake with your left foot. With one hand. Never being afraid to share my mistakes with you guys, I wanted to point out the non-canceling turn signals. I've figured out that you need these two dowels, which come in a little plastic bag in the box, but there are no instructions with this. The only thing you get is this little card that says, go here. Well, you know, I'm a guy. I've done steering wheels before. I don't need instructions, right? Yeah, I did in this case. So I needed them to tell me that these two dowels go in here, and they will match the two tangs on the original steering wheel. So you just orient them the same, and you're golden. Now, the only thing is with installing these, I found that the holes in the hub were not drilled large enough. These dowels would not go in. It takes a 1/8 inch drill bit, and you just chase that down in through there, and then you can tap them in. So that should fix that problem. Yeah, the turn signals still don't cancel. One thing I did not notice when I first installed or first got this steering wheel, but after I installed it I did notice, was the massive difference in weight between these two things. This steering wheel is heavy. It is, I don't have an accurate way of measuring the weight of this thing, but it's got to be probably 5 pounds. I think this one's probably closer to maybe 1. As you might recall from the last installment, we were having trouble with alternators. And it turns out that my problems were self-inflicted for the most part. I took this rebuilt one apart and found that indeed the brushes were ruined. You can see the lead off of that one, and that there's no brush, and here's what's left of the brush. And this is what it's supposed to look like. There are springs that go in here behind these brushes, but that's not functioning. So I need to get another pair of brushes, which I have already ordered, found them on eBay. They're like $10. So those are on the way, and I'll have to reinstall them. And I knew better than this. When you take these apart to clock them, you have to be very careful to only take off that front cover and turn it. What happened to me on both of them was that this center section came loose also, and when that moves forward, it allows the brushes, which are attached to the back housing, that whole deal moves, and then the armature moves up, and the brushes will pop off of this area here where they ride. And it's a little bit of a finagle to get those back in correctly. The problem, of course, being that the alternator didn't come completely apart, so I didn't realize that that's what had happened, and just kind of pushed things back together, and in the process, of course, broke the brushes. So be aware of that. Something I knew, something I should have been aware of and planned for, and yet here we are. Such is life. So how do you put the alternator brushes in and hold them till you get the armature in that bearing? Well, Ford has kindly provided you with a method to do that. All you have to do is push those brushes and springs in, and then you install a paper clip through the hole right there and run it up through, and there is a hole in the brush holder, and you can see that paper clip runs up through that hole, holds those brushes in place. Now I can put the armature in right down into that bearing. When it's in place and everything's together, pull the paper clip out, the brushes will spring out, and everything should work and charge the battery as it should. Pretty clever. Way back when I got this car, you might remember that I replaced the passenger side headlight. Now the driver's side headlight has also taken a dump. And it saddens me because the right side one was an original Ford headlight, and this one, though it is not, it was an Atlas or something, it was made in USA. So I'm sure any replacement that I get's not going to be. And these headlights these old seal beams are just not very good lights. So I think we're going to shop for some type of upgrade. I like the Holley Ultra Brights, but the price tag on those is pretty painful. May look and see what's available in good old-fashioned H4s from days gone by. Stay tuned. Well, that's going to do it for this installment. Thanks for coming along again, as always. I look forward to seeing you in the next one real soon.